So we all have to find our own meaning to life, do we? And one person's meaning to life might be completely different to another person's meaning to life. Well, the meaning of life may be an issue to some people, but they don't bother to search themselves because they trust in others who claim to know the meaning of life. Trust in the professional graduate clergy who've been in seminary or theological college for 4 years, perhaps in the Catholic case, or trust in the Latin Mass because it's all in gobbledygook and it must mean something. Or even worse, trust in some quirky guru who claims to have the answers. So, I mean, you and me know, don't we, that we can't trust in other people. We've got to find our own meaning and purpose of life. Why are we here? I suppose the most popular way that people find meaning and purpose in their life is that they want to continue themselves in a biological way, in a social way, through continuing their genetic code, through reproducing, through having their own children. I'm not a parent, so I'm no expert. But I would imagine one of the underlying thoughts about trying to find meaning by having children, by wanting to perpetuate life, is that the thought that these children may actually reflect some of the ideals and ways of thinking that you have, and may well reflect something of you, and they will continue. You will pass on, but they will continue. But in some ways you will continue through them. But increasingly, of course, it seems in modern society, with all the sort of breakups that the industrial way does and media, etc., etc., there's no guarantee that children will actually reflect your values. They may well be in rebellion for the whole of their parents' lives, and there may be no coming round. Now, I don't know whether this would be whether a parent would still feel fulfilled if they were disconnected from their children or not. Another way people seek to find meaning in their lives is to gain as much pleasure as possible, live as lavishly as possible, have as many Ferraris as possible, go on as many foreign holidays as possible, have as much sex as possible, see as many films as possible. Self-gratification. Gratify yourself as much as possible. And another way, rather than finding an external cause, find an internal cause. You know, finding your own human potential. Developing skills, reading, writing books, articles, making YouTube videos, making music, those sorts of things. The pitfall of this, of course, is your mind and your body may give up before you've reached that position where you think you want to reach, before you move on to your next search for meaning or goal in life. Of course, the traditional way that people find or seek to find meaning in life is through religious activity, and that's why people attend religious and sacred events to find their own meaning. Why are we here? Those sorts of things. And of course, tied up with religious activity is the amount you care for others, especially the loveless. If your attitude to life is one of constant rebellion and chasing down enemies, could that be seen as a search for meaning? I don't know. I mean, in Freudian terms, that might be thought of as some sort of substitute for the search. What about Crowley? Did he find the meaning for life? Did he find it at the end of his life, or did he have to find it at the end of the life? Can you find meaning, like any time in life, and that sustain you for the rest of life? And probably you can, because then you could, if you did find it in the middle of your life, you wouldn't have to bother the search anymore then, would you? Because you found it. Well, in conclusion then, I suppose, it's not a straightforward thing. Most people will find the meaning, or seek to find the meaning of life in a mixture of these things. But many people won't bother at all anyway. They won't bother to be looking for the meaning of life. They'll just want to live it. Just get on with life. Don't bother. Take it day by day.